The 3-year-old that was found unresponsive in a brook on Thursday died surrounded by his family on Friday night. Waterbury Rescue responded to a call at Elephant in the Field Daycare after Parker Berry was found in the icy water. Detectives say staffers realized he was missing when his family came to pick him up. Rescuers found Parker underwater and performed CPR. Supreme Court Justice Antonin Scalia died in his sleep over the weekend during a hunting trip in Texas. Friday night, he went to bed telling others he wasn't feeling well, and after he didn't wake up Saturday morning, a group went to check on him and found him unresponsive. His death leaves a hole in the Supreme Court, and Scott McLean tells us why his death is sparking a political feud. And speaking of Sanders, he met with Joe Biden yesterday. The two met at Biden's house about a week after Biden decided not to run for the 2016 presidential election. They discussed campaign finance reform as well as a proposal for free college tuition. Sanders stated they still have a long way to go to create an economy for all Americans and not just the top 1%. And just a reminder, tomorrow night at midnight, the Linden parking ban will officially be underway. Residents have been notified via pink slips, which were placed on cars throughout the town. Linden currently has a contract with Aces Towing as part of the ban. Towing costs are over $100 flat fee, in addition to a $50 fee for each day the motor vehicle is not picked up. The town of Haverhill will be voting tomorrow on a 13% budget increase and a new town manager. After 20 years, the town will see a new face in the office. Glenn English is suddenly retiring from his position. He was the first town manager and will be leaving a deep legacy. Now, the town of Linden can be combined into two parts, or a box within a box. You have the town of Linden and the village of Lindenville. Both work together, and for this study, the number of residents have been combined. The same is true for here. You have St. Johnsbury Center, the village of St. Johnsbury, and East St. Johnsbury Village, with a few more here and there. But together, they all make up the town of St. Johnsbury.
It has been busy here today at the Concord Town Hall, which isn't that surprising, seeing that the topic of keeping a high school in this town has been discussed for quite some time.
And find out what came to town this weekend, bringing along one special person. News 7 starts right now.
One of my hobbies, I try to do one each year in the 6 New England states, and I haven't hit Vermont yet.
Everyone has a different story as to why they would want to compete in a race. That was true at the Kingdom Challenge this year.
And next week I'm going to the Junior Olympics, so I'm getting ready for it.
This past weekend, the Kingdom Challenge held their 8th annual race.
Yeah, you got it!
A time for runners to set a goal for themselves.
Nice job!
Whether it was for the 5K race,
I'm on a fitness journey, and my lifetime, I've always had a dream of doing a 5K, and today I'm realizing that dream.
or the half marathon.
Just recovering from an illness for about a year, so this is like my comeback race.
It's something that should be a good tradition, you know, for this area.
And hopefully a tradition that will give everyone a chance to carry out their goal.
All right, ready to go!
Reporting for the Vermont Center for Community Journalism, I'm Julia Rose in the Northeast Kingdom.
Oh, it's simply gorgeous. Breathtaking.
Beautiful. Always is.
That's right. One of Vermont's best qualities is the colors the leaves produce in the fall.
I can't believe that, you know, our fall foliage festival in East Berkeley, we were totally green, but since then it's been really good.
Owner of the Wildflower Inn, Jim O'Reilly, is still getting leaf peepers to his inn. People from all over New England, with all ages ranging from those thinking about retirement to little kids, are coming to this area to see the scenery. Even with the late bloom in foliage, visitors are still excited for some color. Some of those visitors are from California.
Every time you blink, it's a new picture postcard. This is one of the most beautiful places on the planet.
I would recommend this place to anybody that comes up.
Although the color is late this year, that is still not stopping people from coming to enjoy the Northeast Kingdom. Reporting for the Vermont Center for Community Journalism, I'm Julia Rose in Burke. It's hard to imagine a time when people won't remember what Veterans Day actually stands for.
There may be some that forget, again, those stories that are so important because we lose our veterans.
Today on November 11th, we celebrate Veterans Day, a time to celebrate all those living and deceased who served in our militaries. In Linden today, a crowd met to honor those who served. Some who joined were in World War II.
The younger generations needs to know about Veterans Day is that every veteran that is serving now is protecting them and keeping them from harm's way, and so they should think about them and thank them.
That woman is my mom. That man is my dad. His name is Howard Roy Scott.
I was so proud of each and every one of them for coming up after and shaking the hands of those that have served and doing it with heartfelt emotions. I think that was powerful.
A thought that was shared by all today: when you meet a veteran, shake their hand and say thank you for protecting and serving our country. Reporting for the Vermont Center for Community Journalism, I'm Julie Rose in Linden. Bringing it back closer to home, political officials across the area are reacting to Super Tuesday voting. What was once a crowded field of Republicans vying for the top spot has turned into a small group battling to cut into Donald Trump's sizable lead. Caledonia County GOP Chair John Kasenska shared his thoughts on the primary process.
I think people are clearly interested in the primary races. There were record turnouts in nearly all of the states, which is always a good sign. I think any time that there is an election of this magnitude, it is always good to see that people out there exercising their right to vote.
Kasenska says some of the candidates will face an uphill battle going forward. Following a poor finish in the Super Tuesday's primaries, presidential candidate Ben Carson appears to be ending his campaign. In a statement today, Carson said that he sees no path forward and that he will not attend the GOP debate in Michigan. Carson's aides say he will no longer seek votes and will give more details on Friday at the Conservation Political Action Conference. It's been a tough winter on the slopes for skiers, but some good news this week for Kuberg Mountain. The resort's new hotel is set to open this Friday, according to reservation services. It was originally supposed to open to guests earlier in December, but construction delays and issues with payments pushed that back. Jerry Davis, president of general contractor Peak CM, says the project is nearly done and only a few items remain. Senator Bernie Sanders says he is shocked by the determination of Hillary Clinton's attempts to take him down. Before flying to Colorado for a Democratic dinner, he discussed how Clinton's campaign has started to change since his recent success. Sanders has said he will not go about the negative campaign and wants to stay positive and shock the country.
We've surprised them in Iowa. We've surprised them in New Hampshire. We're going to surprise them here in Nevada. Thank you all.
Sanders is currently in Nevada, then heads to South Carolina on Tuesday. The state police were called to investigation of a fatal car crash in St. Johnsbury over the weekend. At approximately 4 a.m. on Saturday morning, a crash occurred on Severance Hill Road when the vehicle traveled off the road and hit a tree. The driver, 22-year-old Peter Lavoie II of Concord, Vermont, was found dead at the scene. Anyone with information about the accident is asked to call the state police at 802-748-3111.